Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the Essence Ultimate Goku back with another video, and today I've been wanting to do this video for a while. We got some problems we got to talk about here. Okay, we got some serious problems we have to talk about, and that is that CW is rebooting Walker Texas Ranger. Another reboot of an iconic show that doesn't need to be rebooted, nor needs to be touched. So, this actor from Supernatural is supposed to be stepping into the role of Walker, Cordell Walker, better known as Chuck Norris, the person who portrayed Cordell Walker. And they got this guy who has been on a television series for over a decade from Supernatural, just recently ended. They're going to have him now fill the shoes of someone like Chuck Norris, who ran this series from 1993 to 2001. And, this character was iconic. Okay, one, Chuck Norris legitimately has kickboxing background, which added to the character itself with the Texas Ranger whole aspect. So he didn't always use his gun, which I don't think this guy can do that. Number two, to my understanding, this is a full-on reboot, and this isn't like an actual sequel or anything like that. And that makes a lot of problems. None of these people that are in this reboot deserve to step into the shoes of Walker Texas Ranger, because this is a show that shouldn't be touched. You know, you guys already at Hollywood have ruined the Terminator. You ruined it. Now you're going to ruin one of the most iconic television series because you guys at Hollywood can't think of new ideas. Just ridiculous. So I was looking over some of this crap that they're doing, and apparently it's being delayed. But they're still going forward with it, which I still can't believe. I don't know how anyone is gonna like this show, because I tell you right now, I ain't watching it. This isn't Walker Texas Rangers. This is bullshit, is what this is. No. So, where is it? Right here. I'm looking at what was the brief summary they gave us for this crap? This is just ridiculous that they're doing this. The description. Okay, so the main character has the same name in the series. Official description follows. Quote, at the center of the series is Cordell Walker, a man finding his way back to his family while investigating crime in state's most elite unit. Our broken widow and father of two return home to Austin after being undercover for 2 years for a high-profile case, only discover that there even more work to be done at home, end quote. So right there tells me that this is not going to even follow the origins of the original Walker Texas Ranger. So they're kind of going to their own story, because this is not how it started in the original. And looking at through some of the characters, so Walker's going to have a female partner, which, no, he did not have a female partner. He had James Trebek. So I guess we're just going to not have African American representation in this story. Yeah, for all you diversity buffs out there, they've taken away an African American character, just at least from what I'm reading here. So they're gonna have a female a female character replace an African American character because that was Walker's partner, James Trebet. Now they're saying that she is the first female Texas Ranger, which and her name is Mickey. So they're not even using the Sydney angle of this because Sydney, in the original Walker Texas Ranger, was the first female Texas. Well, actually, no, she wasn't the first female Texas Ranger. It was actually others because there was Walker had the girlfriend that got killed. So no, she wouldn't have been the first Texas Ranger, but she was the first main character Texas Ranger, I guess. I don't know. She came later in the series, though. She was in the later parts of the series in 1999, 2001. She wasn't there the whole time, but she was also not Chuck Norris's or Cordell Walker's love interest either in the series. So that's an issue. Now, the person who is Walker's love interest in the original was Alex Cahill, the assistant district attorney. So they have completely got rid of that in this series, by the way, and they are giving Walker a brother who is gay, I guess. Nothing wrong with that, but that's not really how the story went. Cordell never had a brother. So, yeah, no. Anyways, none of the original cast is involved, though I don't think they really do that much anymore. Chuck Norris is definitely not involved in this. And I'm not liking this just from reading what they're doing. It feels like they're trying to create a new story based off of the actual iconic Cordell Walker name and changing everything around it to make it seem like it's good when it's not. They got rid of James Trebet. They got rid of Sydney. They got rid of Alex Cahill, so they're only... what about C.D. Parker? I don't see them mentioning C.D. Parker. That's another one in here that's missing. No C.D. Parker. Oh, Madon. This seems like a train wreck. Waiting to just happen. They ruined Terminator. Other damn reboots that they made. Terminator was the one that really pissed me off, so we won't talk about that. Terminator Dark Fate just ruined everything of my entire life fate. So yeah, guys, this just seems like a complete failure, and it seems like they're trying to appeal to a certain group, but at the same time, this really isn't what Walker was about. This wasn't. It was a cowboy story. Like it just doesn't feel like they're trying to keep that initiative going. And what made Walker Texas Ranger stand out was Chuck Norris did his own stunts with the fights and all that, because he was a legitimate kickboxer, and shit like that. And with these guys, it doesn't feel like the original creators are not involved. The original producers are not involved. The original directors are not involved. So, this, feels like an utter failure already. They did this with the Powerpuff Girl reboot. We all know where that happened, too. It just feels like, and I know this is live action, it's different from cartoons, but it just has a similar feel to what we've seen with these reboots that they've done with cartoons as well, where they try to appeal to different ethnics I guess, and try to just rewrite the entire story to fit, I guess, today's agenda. But with with a show like Walker, you just can't do that. It's a show that should not be touched. It was a cowboy show. It should just stay that way. I mean, it was a great show, and if you wanted to do, you know, a Walker Texas Ranger show again, instead of doing a reboot, why not do a sequel? I don't understand. Like, why are they doing a full on reboot? I mean, the way the series ended in 2001, you could literally have set up a sequel. How? Because at the end of the series, Chuck Norris has a kid, a daughter, and they literally have this whole future, like, premonition at the end, of what she becomes. Okay? You could literally take that daughter that that Walker has at the end of the series with Alex Cahill. Okay? She grows up and becomes, the what's the word I'm looking for? Becomes the successor. Becomes the successor to to Walker. Walker's now retired, like C.D. Parker, and you can do that. You can have this female be the main character, because it seems like the series, people that create new series want to have females as the main character now. So you can do that. You can have a butt kick, female Texas Ranger who is the kid who is now an adult of, in character, Cordell Walker. You could do that, and boom, you have an instant story right there. Then you can have the supernatural guy or whatever be some cowboy, different character, not someone that's Cordell, but you can have him be the partner of, the female character. Okay? You can do that. That would be a so much better story than this whole complete rewrite of the original series. You can still have your little, you can still have these other characters they have, the assistant district attorney, I guess, who they've bluntly said is gay. Well, they say he's gay conservative, so I don't know how that's gonna mix up. That's what they say right here. It's right on. I'll link this article to you guys that I'm looking at, but it literally says that they describe him as a gay conservative, which I think that's kind of weird. Nothing wrong with him being gay, but I don't know how this is gonna work. Being a conservative, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not aware of that, but I don't think that makes sense. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just not immune to knowing that type of thing. But you could continue doing that, but like, you don't have to do all this other crap over here. Like, I literally just rewrote the story in like 2 minutes and came up with a better way for them to actually do this as a sequel instead of doing it as a reboot. Instead of doing it as a reboot, do it as a sequel where you have someone who's now the kid of Walker, has now grown up. Walker is retired and is now like the legend, the legendary, Texas Ranger that everyone looks up to. And now she, being now a Texas Ranger, has now the burden of following into his footsteps. The kid of the great Walker Texas Ranger, or the great Cordell Walker. That is so much of a better story than what they are giving us right now. This story does not make sense. This story is stupid. Okay, the way they are setting this up. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, and it is screaming failure because they're trying to basically rewrite a series that is iconic. They're basically trying to take the Cordell Walker name, use it in this new universe of characters, and it's not Chuck Norris, and they're trying to somehow, make something new out of it for modern audiences, but this is not what modern audiences want. You don't take away something as iconic as this series. And I was a huge fan of this series when I was a kid. And to see the legacy of this series be tarnished the way it is just pisses me off. Okay? I loved Cowboys as a kid. Okay? And this series was a huge part of that. Okay? And one of my favorite episode was when Randy Savage was a guest appearance. I'll never forget that one. That was my favorite episode because that was my favorite wrestler of all time. Ooh, yeah. Randy Macho Man Savage making an appearance in this series was phenomenal. Back in the day. They used to have a lot of wrestlers appear in Walker back in the day. That was one of my favorite episodes that they even appeared in that. That was the one. That was the prison one where Walker was. He was undercover in a prison. So yeah, he actually fought Randy Savage in the match in the episode. Yeah, guys. I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like what they're doing, guys, with this whole changing and rewriting. You got rid of James Trebek. You got rid of Alex Cahill. Like, you're completely adding new characters that no one is going to care about. Okay? And I don't think the guy who played Supernatural is going to sell himself as Cordell Walker. Are they going to also, by the way, are they going to have Cordell be like a half Native American still? Or, like, because they don't mention that at all. Because for anyone who doesn't know, Cordell Walker was part Native American. Okay, not Chuck Norris, but the character. The character he portrayed was part white, part Native American. I'm almost certain that this Cordell is probably not going to be that, based on the fact that we already no longer have the Washington Redskins as a football team anymore. But based on the fact that they haven't mentioned it, I'm going to imagine that they are not going to have that this time. That's another thing that's probably not going to happen. But yeah, I mean, where's James Trebek? Like, why isn't he in this anymore? Like, why isn't his character in there? I like that dynamic of Cordell and James Trebek. James Trebek was like he was doing the computer stuff. Which back in, those days, computers weren't as big as they are now. So it was always kind of funny that, he had all this tech stuff going on. And Cordell was just through the book and just go and get the bad guy and kick his butt. Like they were such a dynamic, duo, the way they, kind of, balance that out. And I don't think you're going to get that with this. You're not going to get that with, a female and a male character being the assistant and the, star, because, they're obviously doing that for a love interest. Like, they're doing, them as assistants for one another because it's the love interest, right? They're going to ultimately fall in love with each other. So, that right there, to me, is just kind of wishful thinking. That dynamic to me is not going to be there, especially when you're talking about modern day. Computers are obviously huge now, so them doing this whole angle just wouldn't make sense anymore today. but at the same time doing the whole dynamic of, oh, we're gonna have the Texas Ranger and the female Texas Ranger be partners, and then it's gonna be like, oh, we're just gonna have the build up romance type thing. It's just not gonna work. And adding a brother, I don't get the point of that. Why does he have to be his brother? Like, why does he need a brother? Like, what the hell is that supposed to do for the story? Like, making him gay, that's fine. Okay, I'm still questioning how he's a conservative, but they describe him as gay, according to this article. I don't know how true this is. I'm reading what the article says, by the way. So, I'm not trying to say or discourage anything. I'm just saying, like, I just don't get the concept of this, of what they're trying to go for. But, like, I don't know. I just think this is all stupid. I think this is gonna fail. I don't see anyone buying into this. Like I said, some shows cannot be touched, and this is one of them. You cannot touch Cordell Walker. That's Chuck Norris's character. You can't step into the roles. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're like the biggest actor out there. You can't step in the shoes of that man. Cannot. So yeah, I am expecting this show to 100% fail. And if it doesn't, I will be dramatically surprised, because the show does not deserve to have the light of day of your pleasure on your television set. That is my thoughts on this. While you guys, if you guys decide to watch this monstrosity reboot, I'm just gonna go stick to watching the old stuff, which actually is more important. So that's all I gotta say. I am the SS Ultimate Goku. Comment, rate, if you like this video or my videos, please subscribe. I do have a Patreon where if you donate $1, you get your username at the end of every video. So, yeah, that's all I kind of got right now for Patreon. Still working on anything else, but yes, that is all I got. I also have my Discord link in the description. Again, and comment, rate. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think the show will actually be good? Or are you like me, that just thinks this is another cash grabber by the Hollywood people that just think, okay, we're going to just do this and just rewrite everything to more modern audiences and, see what happens. That's what I'm thinking right now. I just think, especially with this iconic position, iconic show, this is a show you don't touch. Let me know what you guys think. I'm out. I'm the SS Ultimate Goku. Moderate. Peace.